It's super upsetting. You know, our young people are our future, and we need to do everything we can to protect them.
Another Austin East High School student is dead after a shooting over the weekend. John John Mathis is the 6th student with ties to the school to die this year. This is a photo of him when he was younger.
2 people in their 20s were also shot early Sunday morning in the Lonsdale community. They are expected to survive. 10
News reporter Cole Sullivan is live in Lonsdale, where neighbors have gathered for a candlelight memorial. Cole.
Rob and John, neighbors in this community are just starting to gather right now, a handful of them at this corner of Minnesota and Pascal. This is where Knoxville police say the shooting happened early Sunday morning. They say there was a gathering of more than 100 people here, a fight, and then someone started shooting, and now this community is in mourning again. At the first day of school for Austin East, celebration and sadness with the knowledge that a 6th classmate won't ever walk through these doors again.
Just an incredible sadness.
This time it's senior John John Mathis, a football player killed in a shooting early Sunday morning. A shooting with no arrests and no named suspects. That's added to the growing toll of gun violence in Knoxville.
This is the biggest issue facing our city. People are dying. It's not okay. It's something that's on my mind 24/7.
Mathis's death marks the 29th from gun violence in 2021, putting this year on track to be the city's deadliest. Do you think the police department is doing a good enough job bringing the people who commit these crimes to justice?
I think it takes partnership with the community. I know our detectives are working overtime, literally, to pursue leads, to solicit information, to interview people who were at the scene of the crime or nearby.
Knoxville Police Chief Eve Thomas blames, at least in part, the state legislature.
I can't say that that has caused the violent crime, but it has caused us not to be able to mitigate it.
Tennessee passed a law allowing most adults to carry guns without a permit. Now, Thomas says, cops often can't intervene before the shooting starts.
It's very difficult for us to mitigate this kind of crime where we may have somebody who gets in an argument and they all have weapons.
Again, Knoxville police say that there was a crowd of more than 100 people here early Sunday morning. They say so far they've gotten 5 tips. They need more in order to help solve this. They ask folks with any information to call Crime Stoppers. The teenagers make up a 5th of the victims of gun violence here, and many of them were Austin East students. At the end of January, Justin Taylor was shot and killed by a friend. Police say it was accidental, but they charged a teenager in his death. In February, Stanley Freeman Jr. died after being shot multiple times while driving home from school. 2 teenagers were later charged in that case. Police have not brought any charges in the cases of Janari Muhammad or Jamarian Gillette's deaths. Janaria was found outside her home in mid-February with a gunshot wound. Jamarian showed up at the hospital with a gunshot wound in the early hours of a morning in March and died a few hours later. Anthony Thompson Jr. died during an April struggle with police in the Austin East High School bathroom. Thompson's gun went off and an officer returned fire, killing Thompson and injuring one of his fellow officers. The Knox County DA determined the homicide was legally justified, but the investigation is still ongoing. And again, that 6th teenager shot and killed just this weekend was John John Mathis. We're still learning more about the circumstances of his death, but so far no suspects have been named. Today was the first day of school for Knox County schools, meaning students at Austin East began the school year with an all too familiar feeling. Teachers and staff did give them a warm welcome this morning, and the new principal at the school says she's hopeful for the new year.
I'm feeling heavy, but I'm hopeful. And, you know, as a leader, but just even as a human person, we can't, dismiss emotions that we feel, but we can yet still continue to move forward as best we can.
She says this morning the school rolled out the red carpet for them to welcome students back to the new school year. Again, out here live in the Lonsdale community, we're going to continue to follow that memorial and bring you updates on that and on the investigation as we have it. For now, I'll send it back to you.
All right, Cole, thank you very much. And we are highlighting nonprofits working to end gun violence in Knoxville, and that includes Unique Academy.
Their goal is to offer extra education to students who need the help.
My name is Reggie Jenkins, originally from Memphis, Tennessee. I'm the executive director of Unique Academy. Unique Academy is a 501c3 nonprofit organization dedicated to the transformation of African American youth locally in Knoxville. You know, it's that old adage, it takes a village to raise a child, so I just try to be one of the people in the village because a lot of our youth are lacking certain elements that can help them be all the men or women they can be. So there's a direct correlation between education and opportunity, lack of education, and incarceration. And so I think we need more community organizations to supplement and support, because teachers in schools are they burnt out, you know, especially with COVID. And so I think we need more support in the community to help them and have after-school programs and Saturday school programs to offset what's going on. It's easier to create strong children instead of trying to repair broken men. And so we want to put that seed in the ground and start dealing with fertile soil as opposed to damaged soil and trying to repair that. So that's our intention. And so we can really impact these children at this age range. It'll last them for a lifetime.
Right now online, you can read our extensive coverage about gun violence in the city and how communities are demanding change. You can also find resources if you need help or would like to help our community. That is all online right now at WBIR.com.
We want to get